While filming Pirates of the Caribbean, Johnny Depp did something no one asked him to do, and something Disney never promoted, because what he was doing wasn't for the cameras. It wasn't part of a contract, and it didn't make headlines at the time. By the time he became Captain Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp was already one of the biggest actors in the world. The character exploded globally, funny, chaotic, unforgettable. A pirate who didn't act like a hero, but somehow became one. But what most people didn't know is that Jack Sparrow didn't only exist on the screen. In between filming, and even years after the movies were released, Johnny Depp would quietly show up in hospitals around the world. Not as himself, not as a celebrity, but fully dressed as Captain Jack Sparrow. No press, no cameras, no announcements. He would walk into children's wards completely in character, voice, gestures, humor, everything. Talking to kids like they were part of his crew, joking with nurses, turning hospital rooms into something completely different, even if just for a moment. At Great Ormond Street Hospital in London, one of the most famous children's hospitals in the world. He arrived unannounced and spent hours visiting young patients. He didn't rush. He stayed, listened, laughed, making each child feel like they mattered. In some cases, staff said he would kneel beside hospital beds, speaking softly, staying in character the entire time, so the illusion never broke. At a hospital in Paris, he repeated the same thing. No media, no spectacle, just a pirate walking through hallways, stopping room by room. And in Australia, during filming, he visited Lady Salento Children's Hospital in Brisbane, once again dressed as Jack Sparrow. But he spent time with children who were going through some of the hardest moments of their lives. For those kids, this wasn't an actor visiting, it was something else entirely. Some of them didn't see Johnny Depp. They saw a pirate who came just for them, a character they loved, suddenly real, standing right in front of them. Doctors and parents later shared what those moments meant. Children who had been quiet all started laughing. Kids who were in pain forgot, even if just briefly. Families who had been overwhelmed found a moment to breathe. And the most powerful part? He kept doing it, again and again, in different countries, over the years, not for attention, not for publicity, because many of these visits only became known later through hospital staff, parents, or small local reports. There were no big campaigns around it, no headlines saying, "Look what he did." He chose to keep it quiet, and that's what makes it different. In a world where attention is everything, he chose moments that no one would see. Moments that wouldn't go viral, moments that wouldn't trend, just real human connection, in places where people needed it most. Because for a child in a hospital bed, a visit like that isn't small. It's not just a distraction. It's hope. It's imagination. It's a reminder that something magical can still happen, even there. And maybe that's why he stayed in character the entire time, because breaking character would break the moment on screen. Johnny Depp played a pirate, unpredictable, selfish, chaotic, but off-screen, in quiet hospital rooms, far away from cameras. He became something very different, not a star, not a celebrity, something much simpler and much more important. For those kids, he wasn't acting, he was showing up, and sometimes that's more powerful than anything you can perform. Because long after the movies fade, those moments stay. On screen, he was Captain Jack Sparrow, but for those children, he was hope. If this story moved you, take 1 second to support the channel, because stories like this deserve to be told and remembered. Subscribe for more real stories that inspire, and leave a like so more people can see this. You never know who might need a little hope today.